Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Wanted to do an early morning update video for Avarice. As you can see here, the staking protocol is working just fine. We're going to do a couple of withdrawals here, both in BNB and also in BUSD, and then I'm going to spend a little time going over some details on the upcoming miner. So again, the team hasn't really published anything official, but if you go into the Telegram, you do have a nice chat going where they are revealing, kind of how it's going to work. So that being said, I do want to remind you guys that I'm not a financial advisor. Definitely not giving you any type of financial advice on this video. If you want to get involved in anything I talk about or anything in crypto for that matter, do your own research and only put in what you can afford to lose, guys. Okay, putting in risk capital only is key. Okay. Also follow me on Telegram. I will leave a link for that down below in the link tree. And if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon so you'll get notified straight away whenever I do a brand new video. So before we go into the miner, guys, just going into the staking side of things here on the BNB side, you can see here I do have 2.185 BNB that I'm going to go ahead and collect. And not really so much interested in the 2.185 BNB, but the 249,000 quarter million AVC tokens here that I can restake. So let me go ahead and collect that. Okay, so both the BUSD and the BNB side, I'll go ahead and make a withdrawal real quick. The staking, from what I understand, is still paying out about 1 to 3% a day, depending on which side you're on. Some people in the Telegram are saying they're getting much higher than that, like they're getting 10%. I don't know, maybe perhaps those are people who got into the lobby a little bit later, and perhaps that's true, but for people who got in a little bit earlier, I believe 1 to 3% is the average they're getting on their stakes, which is very respectable in this during these unstable times in the market. Where else can you go out there and get between 1 to 3% a day with a trusted team, right? That is, doing the right thing. A lot of times, for me, when I find a team that's doing the right thing, I tend to stick with them because I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't really invest in platforms. Um, I invest in people, right? I invest in teams, and if a team is they have a track record of doing the right thing and they're trusted and I have confidence in them, I'll continue working with them. And when I say working with them, I'm talking about, investing, staking. I'm not really necessarily working with with the team, but I'll continue, participating in their platform. Um, so let me go ahead and restake these tokens. I'll jump over to the BUSD side. Now, again, for the miner, if you want a boost in your APY, you're going to need AVC tokens. Some of you guys may be holding a bunch of AVC tokens already. If you want to get a bunch of them on the low or on the cheap, rather, now would be a good time to get into the lobby. Okay. Let me head on over here to the BUSD side. And I have a $1,200 BUSD dividends here. I'll go ahead and collect that. And then I'll get the BAVC tokens and restake them. Okay. So these 88,000 tokens, I'll go ahead and restake those tokens. Let me go ahead and refresh the page. All right, so let me take these 88,000 tokens I got, stake them back into the staking contract. And then let's head on over to the miner, the Avarice miner Telegram. Okay, so we'll get a little insight on what they're planning to do. Now, if you've been in a miner before, you probably know how these miners work. What are the different little tweaks that they're doing on their miner? Well, we'll take a look here in their Telegram. So there we go. Again, if you want to get into the lobby and you want to get a 1% kickback, I will leave a link down below if you want to get into the BUSD lobby or the BNB lobby. Now, let's head on over to their Telegram here. This is the Avarice Miner Telegram. And we'll just kind of scroll a little bit and hear what the the admin here has to say. So someone asked them, what do you consider an average lifespan for a decent miner like that? Again, there are no guarantees, guys. Okay. I just want to let you guys know there's no guarantees in this space. If you're going to get into the miner, do your research, do your own due diligence. And again, only put in risk capital. Okay. So he goes on to say, it's very hard to tell, but most I see live out a decent amount of time. And with a community and team makeup such as this, I can see this going for a good while. And yes, the audit will be published soon. So I think I agree with that because obviously a community that supports the miner, meaning to say that they're not constantly withdrawing and they're willing to compound, let's just say, for example, 6 days a week, and then maybe withdraw one day a week, it can cause the miner to sustain itself a little bit longer. You look at projects like BNB miner. I mean, that thing's, of course the contract is coming down now, but it's been out for 450 plus days, right? Now, am I saying that this is going to last for 450 days? No, I'm not saying that. But when you have a community that is backing the project and is willing to not withdraw every single day, it can cause the miner to run longer. The cool thing about it is you only need, if let's say you're getting 8% a day. Now, again, I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to get 8% a day. That is, it's going to fluctuate based on your behavior, right? If you're compounding, you're going to get a higher percentage. If you're withdrawing and claiming all the time, you're going to get a significantly lower percentage. But let's just say, for example's sake, you're getting 8% a day, right? Because that's what they're talking about. It's going to be an 8% a day miner. You really needed to run 12 days, right? Is it 12 days? I know I did this the other day, but let me see, 100 divided by, let's just say 8%. Yeah, 12 and a half days. Once you, assuming you're going to get 8% a day, of course, now again, it'll fluctuate, so don't hold me to this math. But let's just say, for example's sake, you get 8% a day. You only need the miner to run 12 and a half days. And then let's say you pull out your seed capital, right, your initial deposit. Now you're essentially risk-free. Now, if it starts to go down, if your percentage goes down, it's house money at that point. It's profit. You've already pulled out your risk, your initial deposit. See what I mean? So again, now will it run for 12 and a half days? I don't know. I can't guarantee anything. I'm an affiliate just like everybody else. I'm going to kind of consider this and then decide what I'm going to go in with. But if you feel like you'll get 8% a day, then and it'll run for quite a bit, you only need 12 and a half days to break even. Now, if you're boosting it with ABC tokens, you might get more than 8% a day. So then this time will come a little bit less. Maybe you'll ROI faster. I don't know. But that's what he's saying here. Then someone said, let's scroll down here. He said it'll be published. The audit will be published. And then he says, there is a 6-to-1 incentive, meaning to say, compound for 6 days, withdraw one day. Any premature claim or withdrawals are subject to overworking their miners, causing a substantial taxation of earnings, which returns back into the mining pool. Okay, so people that are constantly withdrawing, I guess is what he's saying, they might get hit with a tax. Okay, which obviously this tax goes back into the pool, which helps the miner sustain itself. So in short, yes, there is a strong 6-to-1 strategy incentive, but I don't feel the license considering it mandatory. So it won't be mandatory, okay? Users may still claim before the 6 compound function, of course. They just forfeit a large amount of their earnings. Okay, so in other words, people will be able to claim, but if they do that, they will get hit with some sort of tax. Okay, there's going to be an incentive for people to do this 6-to-1 strategy, which is kind of what people are doing anyway with miners nowadays. Like that's what I do with BNB miner. Like I'll compound for 6 days and then withdraw for one, and that's how usually I play these miners now. Okay, back when I first got into miners and I didn't really know how they worked, I kind of did, but I was just claiming. So my APY would drop significantly, and some of those miners didn't really last too. When I say they didn't last too long, they lasted a while, but the percentage that I was getting was extremely low. With BNB miner, just for an analogy, we've been doing the 6-to-1 strategy and it's been working great. We'll see what happens here. It says here also, to be clear, stake and unstake ABC tokens are considered a compound function. There are many ways to creatively utilize this function while factoring how to implement your own unique strategy. Another huge plus to having ABC tokens to stake, mind you, being that this counts as a compound function, it will count towards one of your 6 compounds, therefore resetting the 24-hour compound cooldown timer. So at first, no one will be able to stake ABC for bonuses until day 2, being that you've made your initial deposit and thus beginning your 24-hour timer. So again, it's going to be a, it's going to be a BNB miner. You're putting BNB in, you're getting BNB out. Having ABC will just boost your APY, it seems like, okay? Also, I may as well clarify, you must have some type of initial deposit in order to stake ABC tokens. The bonus APY level percentage plus the average 8% daily. So the bonus APY percentage that revolves around having ABC tokens is on top of the 8% average daily, okay? This percent rate is applied to your total BNB invested deposited, which cannot be refundable, but the ABC tokens are unstakeable at any time, okay? While just like in BNB Miner, you put BNB in, you can't take it back out. The staking of ABC tokens in this miner, you will be able to unstake them, but you will forfeit your APY bonus, okay? But you will, it's not going to be locked. You can unstake them. So this person asked, so we can only compound one time every 24 hours. He says, correct. Here it says, if you cease taking action, compounding, claiming, or staking, unstaking for more than 36 hours, your earnings will go on break, basically pausing your mining operations until you make another action, thus resetting and restarting the timers. All right, so here's what I wanted to show here. Is the percent for ABC tokens or for BNB? You're going to be paid out in BNB. Average daily is 8%, but this fluctuates algorithmically. That's a long word. Algorithmically, depending on the amount of deposits to withdrawals and miners mining. This is a new stabilization measure to keep a safer and more sustainable ROI environment. The 8% average is base without any ABC staked. There will be 8 levels of bonus rank from 0.5% increments all the way up to 4%, needing more and more ABC stake to reach each level of percent bonuses. So it looks like it'll be 8% average for the miner, and if you stake however much ABC, the maximum bonus you can get is 4%. So that might be 12% a day. It looks like. Could be wrong, okay, but that's what it looks like to me. It says here, what about 24-hour cutoff time where the reward will be reset to 0? Absolutely incorrect. This is a cooldown timer. You can only compound once every 24 hours, adding your earnings onto your initial deposited investment. This is so that users cannot spam the compound button all day. Your earnings will never go to 0 depending on what you decide to do with them. Let's see here. You're not earning more ABC. You're only paid out in BNB. ABC is just an optional utility to stake some for a boost on your BNB earnings. Let me see here. There was one thing I wanted to show you, I think. Okay. There will be a taxation on early claims, which we already mentioned. All right, here. So it says here, this person is saying, why not lower the base daily ROI of 8%? Why not make it lower? It's not a steady 8%. It fluctuates based on how many deposit and withdrawals, as well as the miners being brought. A new distribution on miners being sold. Before, everyone investing on the first day got a majority of the pie due to getting miners at a cheaper rate. We figure out a way to give early birds a slight advantage still due to the extra 1, 2, 3 days of compound rehires, but users coming in later on will still get miners at a cheaper rate, leveling the playing field so it's not so much of a I couldn't race to get in on day 1, so I'm too late to invest type of thing. We want to be as level, balanced, and as fair to everyone as possible. So yeah, it looks like they're trying to evolve the miners, right? They're tweaking some things. Obviously, the fact that you can stake ABC tokens on top of this BNB miner for added bonuses, they've already made something unique, which we haven't seen before. Usually with a typical miner, you deposit and then you just have it, you have it there, and depending on if you're withdrawing or claiming, withdrawing or compounding, that's going to affect your percentage. We're still going to have that, but there's going to be a bonus APY by staking ABC, and it looks like they're looking to, make it a little bit more level, right? So again, this thing, I would probably say this is going to be about a week out, give or take. They said a week in their Telegram, but this is DeFi, so you should give it a couple more days. So probably within probably 7 to 10 days, I would say this is when this thing is going to launch. If you want to get in, get in. If not, yes, it's going to be a level playing field and people getting in later. It'll be a little bit level for them. That being said, there's still going to be first movers advantage, in my opinion. If you're going to get in early rather than later. Um, that's just my opinion. And again, this is just another use case for ABC tokens. If you don't like this, if you don't like miners, and you just want to stick with the lobby and staking it on the staking contract, lending it out because that feature is working perfectly fine on the BOST side, then stick with that. But this is just another spoke in the wheel, so to speak, because again, these guys do want to develop an ecosystem. So yeah, just wanted to give you a little bit more insight on this miner that they're going to be launching. The staking is working. The staking contract is working fine. I'll give you guys more updates as we move forward and we get closer to this. Obviously, when they publish the audit, I'll let you guys know about that as well. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell icon so you'll get notified first whenever I do a brand new video. If you're not following me on Telegram, make sure you're following me on Telegram. I'll leave a link for that down below. And I'll say it again in this video, risk capital only. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.